Hello everybody from Rome. I'm in this beautiful ancient city, modern city too, to be honest, but I would like to start this small video about Rome from the most popular, the most known part and the symbol of the city near the Colosseum. And for me, the most interesting experience, the most stunning experience is to come here by metro. Because here also a metro station located literally 100 meters from the main building of Colosseum. And of course you can come here by metro train, and when you go up from the underground, this experience when you just come out and you see the building, see the Colosseum, it is just awesome, because the contrast from underground to this ancient building is huge. I think you can travel here many times, and every time when you will go outside from the underground and see this beautiful, magnificent, ancient building will give you new feelings and also something new. And what I also like in Rome is that even with these crowds of tourists, you can always find some quiet places. For example, like this small garden near Colosseum with a great view to it, and also to Roman Forum, and just take a quiet minute just to look on some picturesque views, and you can feel the vibe of the city, not the vibe of the tourist, not the vibe of some groups, just to experience it. Yes, I don't think that I should talk a lot about the Colosseum itself, because it's a very unknown building, but as for me it's also interesting that it can show the history of the city that is here basically forever. And the purpose of this building was very different. Yeah, of course it was built by emperors, by three Roman emperors, Fabius, and it was a main arena for some fights, for some battles, reconstructions in ancient Roman times. But after it, when it wasn't the best times for Rome as a city, it was used like a castle, and also stones from the Colosseum were taken to build some new buildings, especially interesting some thoughts of popes. One of them thought about building here a factory, and he also wanted prostitutes to work here. It didn't work well, but anyway, it was an interesting idea. As for me, also some corrida was here for some years, not too popular, to be honest, and of course it ended also. But now it's a building that is used, of course, for some tourist purposes, but also it is a symbol of fights, of movements against death sentences, and even every time when it's some new legislation that stop death sentences in some region, the color of Colosseum becomes golden, and it's also a symbol of this movement against death sentences. And now let's go and feel some vibe of this great Italian city, the vibe of Rome. in Rome and also in Italy, it is a very interesting part of the lifestyle of the vibe of Italy is small cafes where you can come and drink some coffee with some sweet or maybe with some sandwich. And usually you have a difference between taking it near the bar or going to the table, and the price will be completely different. Usually it could be higher even twice if you want to sit at the table, but if you want to be at the bar, you can just drink it fast and go. And usually it is also a vibe of Italian and of local people, because you can find a lot of different persons who just come here and go to work or somewhere else. They say a couple of words to barista, and barista answers on other side. And it is basically the situations where you can feel Italian lifestyle, I think, in the best way, because it's an interesting small pictures, small talks, and even if you don't understand a lot what they are talking about, it is just a great feeling just to watch it and just to be near them at this time. In Rome, you can find not only one Colosseum, not only one amphitheater, but also a very interesting building is a theater of Marcellus. It was built earlier than Colosseum. It was built by Julius Caesar. It was started by Julius Caesar, and then Octavian finished this construction. And it was for some years also the main building for some events. Inside of this theater could be at the same time nearly 15,000 of people. And it's not so typical for Roman architecture, because it's not a circle but a semicircle. And the shape varies from the most common ones. But what is interesting about this theater is also that it was used for some years as a building. I think in 17th or 18th century it was rebuilt by a modern architect, and now the part of the theater is just a building, and even top floor it is used as some basic places. Now we can find only 2 from 3 floors that were built in ancient times. The third one isn't available at our times, because also, as with other buildings from ancient Rome, a lot of them were used to reconstruct something or construct something, like this theater. It was some stones from it. It also was used for a bridge here in Rome. And what is interesting also is that the level of this theater is much lower than all other buildings near it. It's because of the nature of an old cities, when some old buildings they are just lower than all other buildings, and here it is. You can see it so easily, because everything to any side of this building is much higher, and at some times it was almost a half floor buried in ground. I can't say that theater of Marcellus was overcrowded. yeah, there were some tourists, but not a lot of. But anyway, if you want to take some good photo with some picturesque background with the theater, you can also go to the left near the fountain. I will leave the map that will help you to find this spot, and it will be a quiet place with a great view to the Marcellus theater. So if you want to take some photo, you can use this spot. Of course, here in Rome, it is St. Peter's Basilica is one of the places which you should visit. Basically, it's not in Rome; it's in Vatican, one of the most known places of this part of the city. Of course, almost every tourist will go here, will see it. Yeah, the quay isn't small. It is smaller, of course, because today is rainy and some persons don't like to stand here. But anyway, I think that just to come here and to visit this place is worth, because to be honest, it's the main city of the world for years and years, centuries and centuries. A lot of great artists made this architecture, made some other art stuff, and it is also interesting to see the history of this place. Of course, if we want to talk about some popes or some Vatican history, it will be a really long video with some betrayals, with some love stories in which popes were involved, with some processes with dead people too, with some digged graves and other a lot of dark history of Vatican too. But of course, we will not be talking about that much today, because it's not a historical channel. And just to visit it, just to stay here, it's also great just to impress yourself with some handmade structures, handmade architecture at least, and who will visit Rome without visiting Vatican? I think it's a must-have part of the trip too. I think that there is no a lot of reasons to try catch all sides of Rome in one or couple of days. In my opinion, it's better to slowly explore the city and to come here a lot of times, adding something new to your experience. But anyway, if we will be slowly walking from Vatican, we can come to another interesting building. It's a castle of Saint Angel, which was a mausoleum of Emperor Adrian. But after some years, it became a residency of the Pope. It was like the symbol of the power of the Pope, of the religion, Christian religion, and also it helped against the barbarians. But at the end, of course, it was not only besieged but also captured, and everything that was available to store was stolen. And after that, it was some period for this building when it wasn't used, and only in 15th century it became popular for the popes once again. And the reason is very interesting, because it is a passato, or some kind of a hallway that is connecting Vatican and this castle. And when it was something dangerous for the Pope, he could simply walk or run to this castle and to be there. And the most known Pope was Pope Alexander VI, Pope Borgia. He remade this castle a lot. He added some paintings to it. He was also a big fan of some death sentences which were performed here. Usually he also visited these small events for him. That's why next popes usually didn't like to be here because of the reputation of this place. But anyway, it is a symbol of a modern Rome too. Now there is a museum, military museum, as I know. And even if you will not go to this building, inside of this building, you will probably see it a lot of times when you will be just traveling inside of the city, because it's standing near the river, and a lot of roads they are near it.